Hey you guys, it's that time. Pick a story where in one of the decks or all of the decks could be a story or a message for you. So what I like to do first is to pick up each deck for you to see if it's resonating with you, starting with deck number 1. Could your story or message be here in deck number 1? Or could it be deck number 2? Is your story or message here in deck number 2? Or, uh-oh, I left one. Is it in deck number 3? Could your story or message be here in deck number 3? All right, so I hope you have made your selection, and we'll go ahead and begin with deck number 1. We have the Sun, 7 of Pentacles, King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Temperance. We have 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, and the Fool. All right. Okay, so I feel like you may have recently started a new journey. Maybe you decided to walk away from a situation or to leave it behind you. You also may have recently made some sort of impulsive decision. You may have literally packed up and relocated to another place or just took a random trip. Yeah, it seems like you just kind of left a situation behind on the fly. But now it seems like there's a blockage, or at least there was a blockage. Maybe something kind of got in the way of you starting this new journey, or as soon as you started this new journey, it just seemed like maybe something got in your way. You might be trying to sell things for money. Maybe you're pawning things. Something could be going on with your finances that could be holding you back. You also might find yourself settling for less than just to get by. I was getting something too where you could not reach your destination because of ID or paperwork or something. Maybe something needs to be updated before you can move forward, especially travel. I feel like maybe something is either expired or something isn't matching up anymore. So I feel like maybe you're needing to prove who you say you are, or you're needing to prove what you say you make. Or, there is something that is needed. Something's required for proof. I feel like you're going to be having a lot of fun this week too. And then also whatever was preventing you from moving forward, I feel like that blockage is going to be removed, and you're going to get to continue doing whatever it is that you intended to do. For some of you, I feel like you might be starting a new job. It's something new that you're doing. I feel like you're also being very creative as well. If you are an entrepreneur, it may be you're just now starting to see money come in, maybe after some sort of stagnant energy. I feel like maybe you're going to start to see money coming in. Still not a whole lot, but more than before. I feel like something has been taking a long time to happen. And I feel like you're also going to get to do something that you're passionate about career-wise. In a love situation, you might feel like somebody is your soulmate, or like somebody is giving you purpose. And I feel like maybe you're putting like a lot of serious thought into this person and moving forward with this relationship. Now, it could be that there are two people competing for you, but I don't feel like you're choosing one just yet. I feel like you're kind of allowing this to go on as long as you can until, you know, you can't anymore. You know, it's just like, I'm just going to see how long I can continue to, you know, date these two people. Let me see if I can if they're even going to allow me to keep both of them. Because I also feel like the overall energy is talking about like greed, and wanting to keep everything to yourself, not wanting to let go, not wanting to share. Now, this could be reversed. It could be that someone is behaving that way towards you, being greedy with you, but also wanting you, but not also wanting to let go of somebody else, and just trying to have the best of both worlds, basically. Okay, so I'm also getting something in regards to manifesting. You might be trying to manifest a better life for yourself. I kind of feel too like maybe you have a vision board, or maybe you aren't there yet, but if you believe it, then eventually you will become what you desire to be. So I kind of feel like you're almost there. You're at the apex of a situation. I feel like you're almost at the top, or you're about to achieve some sort of a goal. I feel like you're so close. You also might start feeling excited because something feels so close, or like you're almost there. There could be something significant about an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, a Capricorn, Sagittarius, and maybe a Leo. I kind of feel like somebody was also hiding something from you, and they're getting ready to share this secret with you. Maybe somebody was just like waiting for the right time, or was trying to feel you out to get an idea of how you would react to something. There also may be an event that makes you feel like the center of attention. So it could be your birthday this week. Um, or maybe you're just getting a lot of praise at work. But ultimately, it just seems like you feel like you're the center of attention. Someone is definitely feeding your ego. But I also feel like you're taking something in moderation. You're not letting something go to your head. You might have a high moment and then you kind of bring yourself back down to reality, or you humble yourself. You might do something that brings healing to you. Um, you might find something creative to get into and it brings you healing. Something that's very therapeutic for you. It could be something that's part of your job, but because you're so into it and you're so passionate about it, there is some sort of healing taking place. You also may have taken some sort of pain that you were dealing with and found a way to transmute that pain. You found something that you could channel your pain into and make it something fun, and just make the best of the situation. In a love situation, I feel like there may be there's an age gap. I'm getting someone who's much older than the other. I mean, it could be a small age gap, but I feel like it could be like a big age gap, like 7 years plus. Mm, I feel like you're going to receive gifts this week. So definitely could be Capricorn energy going on. Yep. So I feel like soulmate is being reiterated. Something's going to bring the two of you together, even if it's something awkward. If you've tried to run away or escape somebody, I feel like forces just bring the two of you back together. There's still a purification taking place. In order for something to work, I feel like somebody has to let go of their ego. Um, I just feel like the ego is going to be dropped. I feel like the universe is also just now responding to something that you've been wanting. It took a while. And I'm getting something about helping the homeless. Either you will take an interest in helping the homeless, or if you are having some sort of problems with that, then I feel like you're going to receive some sort of help. Yeah, I feel like there are strong Capricorn energies coming through here. Somebody's been living in a halfway house and are about to be released. I also feel that somebody has been having to get their life in order. I feel like somebody has been working on their sobriety. I feel like somebody's getting clean. I also feel that somebody is just getting healthier in general. If someone's been suffering from depression, I feel like they are coming out of it. Several people have been stepping in to help. Somebody's been like an energy vampire, but you know, it's like they couldn't help it. Somebody was just at a low. I don't know if it's you or somebody that you've been helping, but I do feel like somebody is coming out of this dark place that they were in. Somebody you're dealing with may be very noble, loyal, trustworthy, especially if they're an air sign. There's also the possibility that an air sign does not trust you. Especially if they have been very open and honest and then you have come off very guarded. I feel like it makes them suspicious of you. This also could be reversed. Maybe you were very open and honest with somebody and you can tell that they're still putting up a barrier. It might make you suspicious of them. But I do feel like somebody's has been very honest. But now I feel like there's a barrier up. I also feel like maybe you didn't believe what somebody told you, or you couldn't believe it. If you study astrology, I feel like you have been blocked or eclipsed. But I feel like it's because of transits. There have been maybe some sort of unfavorable transits happening in your life, especially like squares. Something's been squaring one of your planets, but whatever that square was is going away, is separating. You or somebody you know can be very cutthroat if they want it to be. It's possible somebody says something that shakes you to the core, and makes you put them in a different light, or you just see this person differently. That person that can be very cold or cutthroat, I feel like like I said, they might say something that is not for the faint of heart. So it could be that you're very sensitive to this person's words, or vice versa. There's a possibility that someone has been doing love spells. Either you have been doing them for on yourself, or somebody's been doing them trying to manifest you. Yeah. Feels like somebody has been trying to channel you or bring you forward. And then when I was talking about somebody trying to do something to see as far if how much could they get away with doing whatever it was that they were doing, I feel like that message is being reiterated. Somebody is just kind of like engaging and charming and kind of reeling someone in or about to sway people over towards something that they want to do, or a belief system. I feel like somebody's just very good at what they do. You also could be surprised at yourself for something that you're doing or manifesting. You're like, I didn't think it was going to work. Like, oh my God, it's working. I'm getting something about like truth serum. So there's a possibility that if you were trying to get somebody to tell the truth, it's working. Or if you find yourself like sharing some sort of information, it's likely that someone pulled it out of you. If someone works in, I guess, like the police department, law, FBI, somebody is very good at investigating or interrogation, but it's more of an intellectual interrogation. It's not something like threats. It's just someone's just very good. And I feel like somebody is very good at reading body language and listening to voice fluctuations and things of that sort. In fact, if you have that as a gift, that might be something that you want to tap into. All right, so moving on to deck number 2. You have Page of Coins, 5 of Cups, 4 of Blades, Nine of Blades, the Hanged Man, overall energy, the Empress, and you have the 3 of Cups, and you have the Knight of Wands. All right, so something's going on where I feel that you're being admired, appreciated, and I feel like you're experiencing a form of abundance, like your desires are being fulfilled in some way, or certain things are materializing for you. Even if you've put little effort into something, like certain things that you want and desire are just kind of like coming to you. So you're attracting things that you want into your life. In a love situation, I see a couple of things. For one, I feel like maybe somebody is playing matchmaker. Maybe your friend is trying to set you up or connect you with someone. Yeah, I feel like somebody is playing matchmaker, especially maybe they're wanting to introduce you to an earth sign or a fire sign. And I feel like you also could potentially meet someone through a mutual friend. The other thing I'm seeing is that something is supposed to be platonic has like some sort of underlying attraction there. So maybe you're just supposed to be platonic friends with someone, but there are some sort of romantic and or sexual feelings that are kind of brewing beneath the surface. On the negative side, I feel that there's a possibility of you being involved in some sort of a love triangle. Now, there also seems to be eventually some sort of upcoming disappointment, especially if you are in a position where you've been feeling pretty cush or comfortable. Especially more so like financially. Something's going on where now I feel like you are not getting paid enough or you don't make enough. And I feel like there's some kind of disappointment in regards to, material wealth and earnings. You might be concerned about how you're going to keep a roof over your head. I do feel like there is some concern there, some worrying about that. You might be worried that something's going to be taken from you, like your car or your home. There's some kind of anxiety going on. Now, some of these negative thoughts could just be in your mind. It might not happen. And it also indicates that there is going to be some sort of a waiting period. If you are in trouble financially and you're concerned about your living situation, I feel like something's going to be on hold. Like it's not going to happen right away. I feel like you still have time to either make more money or to save your home or your car. I feel like you're going to have more time. Now, this also indicates, though, that if you are trying to get some sort of assistance or you're waiting for some sort of, you're waiting for something. Maybe you need a response back from a job or an application. There's an indication that there's a waiting period. In a love situation, same thing. I feel like you have to wait and see. Something has you looking at things differently. And I feel like maybe you were in denial of some things at first, and now you're just having like some sort of revelation. This is a little off topic, but I'm getting something about somebody who is having dreams about reptilians or is doing like a lot of research about reptilians and is kind of getting to them, especially if you're hearing things about your favorite celebrities being a reptilian and you're like, oh, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to believe that. I feel like is really bothering you. Something also might be keeping you up at night, period. Like you're trying to rest and there's noises or there's some sort of disturbances. Definitely seems like there could be some sort of spirit behind you or around you, and you're not wanting to see something, that you keep waking up at strange hours in the night. Maybe you're waking up at 333, or every time you wake up it's a master number at the end, like a 22, 33s, 44s. Like every time you wake up you're seeing that. And it does seem like maybe there is something bothering you or waking you up. Maybe you don't want to know certain things, or you feel like you're not ready to receive certain type of information. But if spirit feels like you can handle something now, it's like, okay, you can handle this. Like, just trust what you're feeling. Maybe you have some sort of gift where you're becoming, your senses are becoming heightened, but it's also at the same time maybe giving you anxiety. I'm getting a message again about somebody maybe bothering you in your sleep. Like maybe you're feeling violated, like you can feel something touching you. It does look like somebody is remote viewing, or able to tap into some metaphysical things, and it kind of manifests as something physical, like you can feel stuff and it's bothering you. Mm. You might be grieving about a past person or situation even though you don't want to, or someone is grieving about you or misses you. I feel like somebody is being very secretive or being very private about some things that they're feeling or experiencing and is wanting to be left alone. I feel like somebody was fine and then, I don't know, something happened and this person got triggered. Especially if someone has been thinking about their friend or their mother. Try not to focus too much on, if this is you, try not to focus too much on the things that you can't change. You might find yourself overly concerned about things that are out of your control, or like the past, and you don't have a time machine. So it's like, don't beat yourself up about the past. It's nothing you can do about the past. Focus on the present and just try to make your future better. Like that's the best thing that you can do. You might keep having dreams that your independence is being threatened, or again, like your finances. I'm also getting, going back to somebody starting to have like forbidden or inappropriate thoughts about somebody, especially if it's like somebody who's supposed to be your friend. It does seem like maybe there's some sort of fantasizing, or maybe it's some sort of a dream, and maybe you're waking up like, why would I dream about this person in that way? And you're trying to make sense of it, and then psychoanalyzing yourself and trying to find out, like, do you like this person that way? Or I just feel like you're really just trying to pick your own brain and figure out, where these desires coming from. um I feel like there's also some sort of deep concern about either motherhood or your mother. I don't know if you're having some sort of fertility issues, or and you're starting to just like wonder, are you able to have children? You might be concerned about your health, or wondering if there's some sort of mysterious illness that could be going on with you. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I do feel like somebody is imagining things. I feel like maybe somebody's health is okay, but they're just imagining the worst. So I do feel like somebody misses you, but they're avoiding you, or they refuse to let you know that they miss you. There could be a fear of rejection. Yeah, somebody's been quietly grieving over you, or feeling like they made a mistake or messed up in some way. Somebody also might feel bad for lying to you or not telling you the truth about some things, so they're keeping their distance. Someone might be keeping distance out of guilt. If you're in a relationship and your partner is starting to pull away, but you already kind of suspected that they did something, they probably did, and they feel guilty about it. And I feel like they can't say anything, but they feel guilty. Now, somebody also could be sneaking off to see someone's grave, or secretly leaving things at a grave. I feel like somebody wants to let you know that they did receive something, or they did see what you left them. Especially if someone is buried by a tree that has like either red buds. It has like red on a tree. Of course, when it's warm outside, but somebody might be considering living off the grid. Mm. Yeah, I feel like somebody is considering living off the grid. Um, if it's not that, I feel like maybe someone has like a private residence, a private home that they like to retreat to. Mm, emotionally, like I said, somebody has feelings for you, but they're hiding them or keeping it to themselves. And I feel like somebody's also been dreaming about you, and like I said, they don't know why. I'm getting something about breaking ground. There's a possibility that somebody is considering um, doing some sort of remodeling. Um, Something is in between. It could go either way depending on what your situation is. I feel like either someone is about to build their own home from the ground up, or just like bought a piece of land or something. Or again, somebody is worried about losing their home and is trying to save it. Somebody has been thinking about eloping. Or if that's how somebody is going to get married, that's how it's going to be. It's like, if I get married, it's going to be eloping. You could be possessing somebody's thoughts or vice versa. It's like somebody is like, why can't I stop thinking about this person? And like trying not to. But it's like the more they try not to think about you, the more intense the thoughts come. If you are intuitive, it's possible that you can feel somebody's energy around you, and it's like you're real sensitive to it and you want their energy to go away. Also, someone brings out your insecurities. Um, for me, it has something to do with astrology, like the synastry between two people, something about two planets, your two planets, when they come in contact with each other, bring out these insecurities. And I feel like maybe there must be some sort of moon placement, like they're either you have a planet that is touching someone's moon, or vice versa, their planet is touching your moon. I also feel like this could be some sort of 12th house energy, where I don't know, I really feel like it's making somebody more so paranoid. Like if somebody says something to you and you're like, why'd you say that? And it's like, oh, I'm like generally just starting a conversation. Yeah, but why'd you start it with that? And I feel like somebody is reading too deeply into something. I don't know, I just feel like somebody is being triggered and feeling some type of way, or thinks you're looking at them funny when you're not. You might isolate yourself or keep yourself busy at times. I'm also getting that, again, you're holding on to something or someone. You might be holding on to some sort of illusion or fantasy, and just be having a hard time letting it go. It may be time for you to let go of some sort of fantasy that you're having, or maybe you're needing a reality check, or in order to have some fantasy you want, that means you need to make a sacrifice. What are you willing to give up to have this life or this person? So it's something that you're holding on to that you need to let go of. And then, like I said, I feel like somebody is still isolated or kind of like hermit in hermit mode. I really feel like you might start looking at somebody differently. Like I said, having like these romantic feelings for somebody or seeing somebody just in a different light. And I feel like you don't want to have these thoughts or feelings, or vice versa is happening to somebody, and how they feel about you. I feel like spiritually the universe is waiting for you to make some sort of a move in regards to something that you want, or waiting for you to just like acknowledge your insecurities, doubts, or fears, or wanting you to see that you might be in your own way. Yeah. Kind of feels like something is up to you. If you want it, you have to go get it. All right, so we will move on to deck number 3, but I think I need to take a break. Yeah, I will be right back. All right, I am back with deck number 3. We have the Page of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, overall energy, Page of Swords, Two of Wands, and the King of Wands. Okay. So I feel like at one point maybe there was something that you were passionate about, and maybe you had set your intentions to take action towards something that you wanted to do. And I feel that, you had a vision or you had direction, and maybe you felt like, you had accomplished something in the past which gave you some sort of confidence to accomplish something new, especially if you had some sort of new idea or something creative you wanted to do. And it just seemed like initially you had clarity. Now, it could be that you're still having some sort of intentions to do something, but I almost feel like something might get in your way, or maybe along the way you find that you have too many other burdens or responsibilities that you need to fulfill before you can really focus on something that you really want to work on. I don't know, it kind of seems like something just like popped up in your life. And now you're like, okay, now I have this on my plate and that on my plate. And I feel like you're dealing with a lot. You might feel under a lot of pressure and feel overwhelmed and like giving up on something. But I feel like, just keep at it. It just might be, maybe you're just in a bad mood or very sensitive. I feel like maybe it's just some sort of transit in the sky that maybe is not being very supportive of something that you're wanting to do. I feel like it'll pass though, but you might reach a point where you feel like giving up and lost and not know what to do or how, to come out of whatever it is that you're dealing with. Because it seems like you have a lot on your plate. And you're like, what did I take on? Or why did I decide to do this? And it kind of feels too like you don't have any help. And you're having to just, do everything on your own or by yourself. And you might get tired of having to do everything on your own. Maybe you're wanting help with certain things in your life. Your situation seems like it might end up at a standstill as well. You might find yourself in some sort of cycle and not figure out how to get yourself off of this not roller coaster, but like a Ferris wheel or something. It's like you're like, how do I get off of this ride? Like something is like stuck on repeat. You keep finding yourself back at the same position again, no matter what you do. And maybe you keep taking a detour and then turning right back around. It just seems like there's something is stuck. Something needs to change in your life, but maybe you just have not quite figured out what at the moment. Yeah, something seems like an infinite loop. And it does seem like it can, weigh heavily on you. Maybe just as soon as you're feeling optimistic, something happens. Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe there's just some sort of indication that there's something that you're not understanding. Usually too, when I see this, I think about a skipped step. Like there is, like you're trying to, either you're intentionally trying to avoid something or take a shortcut and then keep getting sent back, or you are just unaware of something that you're not doing. It makes me think of a math teacher who keeps telling you to redo the problem because you skipped a step and you're like, but I did this and then I carried this. Why is it? Or even if the answer is right, they keep making you do something over and it's just like, why? Now, another thing that could be is that, just from a spiritual perspective, is that the universe is just wanting something to be ingrained in you so that you never forget. So it's like you're stuck on some sort of lesson over and over again. Not because you didn't get it right, but it's just like, no, we're not going to forget this. Like, we're going to, make sure that you remember this is what happens when you do this. And you might be like, I'm not going to forget. It's like, no, we want to make sure that you never forget. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's another way that I interpret this sometimes. It's the same as like, a record with a groove. Like something is like becoming part of your karma. Now, it also could be that it's becoming a groove because you still haven't figured something out. So, you know, you might have to just reevaluate, what this is. Where are you trapped at in your life? What area of your life is stuck? Is it finances? Is it relationships? Is it, you know, being single? Is it your living situation? So wherever you are and you're trying to figure out how do you get out of this situation, I don't know, you just have to reevaluate. You have to think outside of the box. You got to do, or maybe you need to change your perspective. Maybe instead of trying to get away, maybe it's about more so embracing something, or working with some sort of energy that you're trapped in. Now, love, love situations, I feel like you could be dealing with something that's underdeveloped. Either, people are immature or too young. Also could be that you keep, having some sort of on off again situation with somebody. If this is about somebody approaching you, they're not doing it right. They keep doing the same thing over and over again, even though it's not working with you. Like if somebody's interested in you and they have tried to approach you, the way they're going about it is just wrong. And this person either still has not figured it out, or they just are too stubborn to do anything differently because it's always worked for them, however they approach you or however they want to be with you. If you're in an established relationship, I feel like there's a lack of communication. Somebody maybe needs to speak out more about what they want. Your current relationship might feel like a burden. Maybe it feels like you carry the weight of the relationship, like you're doing everything, and the person you're with is just not putting any effort into the relationship. And you might feel like leaving this person at times or giving up. You could be dealing with a air sign, fire sign, or a water sign. Kind of feels like you're also getting tired of something. You might feel like your soul is weary. Anything new that you're trying to build or establish, I feel like it's difficult, either because of finances, or it just seems like your foundation isn't strong right now. You don't have a strong enough foundation to establish something. Like, let's say you're just trying to start a business. I don't know, maybe like I said, the finances aren't strong enough to start a business on your own. Like the type of business, and maybe that's what you're needing to change up. Maybe you're needing to, if you want to be an entrepreneur, maybe you're needing to look into some type of business where it doesn't require any startup money. Part of this is about sacrifice too. I kind of feel like you are trying to carry two heavy things at the same time. And like you keep dropping one of them, and it could be that maybe you just have to put one thing down and accomplish that, and then come back for the other heavy item. You know what I'm saying? So something's going on where you might need to like let one thing go. Maybe you can't carry both things. Somebody is hiding behind their music, poem, or art. Yeah, so going back to a love situation, I feel like maybe somebody's trying to get your attention over and over again, but they, like I said, they just do it the same way, or vice versa. This might be you. I kind of feel too like there's some sort of unfinished business between you and another person. I feel like two people have some sort of soul agreement that they refuse to finish or move forward with. Maybe it hasn't even started. I don't know. I just kind of, like, this is my imagination, you know, like imagining every night you go to sleep and then your soul goes wherever, like some sort of check-in, and it's like, source is like, did you, start that relationship with so-and-so, or did you respond to that person? Did you get that project started with that person? It's just like, no. It's like, what are you waiting for? All right, I'll check back with you tomorrow. And it's just kind of like the same conversation, like something still has not taken off the ground that should have. There's procrastination at play. Even if this is not, about a relationship, it's about something that you're wanting to do. And I feel like maybe there's a lot of procrastination. You might be struggling with a move, or you keep saying that you want to move but not necessarily doing anything about it, or maybe there's just a lot that you're having to overcome. But I feel like something maybe has to do with a move. I also feel like maybe somebody wants to come visit you. If you're in a long distance relationship, it could be some sort of a struggle with getting to you. I do feel that once someone moves in with you, it might feel like a burden. You might feel like you have no time for yourself. It seems like you also might have some sort of energy about you, whereas people become codependent around you. You might have a tendency to bring out people's laziness. And again, speaking from an astrological standpoint, there could be something in your chart that just does that. Like when people get around you, maybe it's because you tend to do everything for everybody naturally, so that people who are normally independent are like, oh, well, they got it. Like, they'll do it for me. and you find yourself like suddenly being like, wait, why am I doing all of this by myself? And it's like because you didn't allow anyone else to function like they usually do. So I don't know, you might start to feel like you attract a lot of people who just kind of like become codependent or lazy or draining. Now emotionally, you might just be dealing with a lot of emotional burdens. You could be trying to keep yourself busy so that you don't focus on, you know, certain things that are going on. Either you have given up on an earth sign or an earth sign has given up on you. Yeah, if you're in a relationship, somebody definitely might be either going through depression or thinking about breaking up. If you're single, you might be lonely. And maybe there was someone that you were hopeful for or attached to, but it seems like you don't have faith in that anymore, so you just kind of like gave up. And I feel like you're trying to put your attention into something else. I feel like somebody misses their Nana. Somebody watches you, but they're passive and they haven't taken any action towards approaching you. This person spends a lot of time, too much time strategizing. I feel like somebody's making excuses at this point as to why they have not come forward. Yeah, see, in a love situation, somebody is expecting you to read their mind, and when you don't, they get mad at you because they feel like you should, if you guys are connected, you should pick up the signals. You should know. I feel like it's just not going to go anywhere. Somebody is consistently sending you indirect messages, and they refuse to do anything differently. This could also be your energy if you're the pursuer, but they're not changing anything up, and I feel like it's just going to stay that way. It's just going to be stagnant. Yeah. Basically, you know, people are doing the same thing over and over again with the same result and getting the same result, which is insanity. So, yeah. This includes for any situation in your life. I feel feel like somebody also talks to themselves out loud, talks in circle, like they walk around, and maybe this is the way this person decompresses. I feel like somebody is traveling and keeps getting stuck. There's some sort of traveling issues. Somebody keeps canceling a trip. There's also the possibility that somebody is trying to apologize over and over again, but it's indirect, so it goes over your head. Yeah. All right, so hopefully these messages help, but feel free to leave your feedback. Thank you guys for watching. Sending love and grace.